Hi everybody. If you don't know me by now, my name is Cherise, and I am a stage 4 cancer survivor. Alright, so you know anything about cancer, you know stage 4 is almost dead. So really I should be dead. I had colon cancer, colorectal cancer to be exact. A tumor grew into the rectal wall and making it colorectal cancer. I had a secondary tumor that grew on my sacrum. And your sacrum is basically your tailbone. And it grew around my sciatica and my femoral nerve. And when they did radiation on that area, some nerves were damaged. So I had chemo and radiation. I had 32 rounds of radiation. I had, every time they did the radiation, they did 2 blasts. I have 3 tattoos, so that when they would use the radiation machine, they could line it up. And once it was lined up, then the radiation machine would move and go to the proper spot to radiate my 2 tumors. And so the doctors that have helped me figure out what is wrong with me told me that my tumors were probably in an area where when they hit the radiation, they were hitting some of the major nerves. So I am in a Facebook group with a number of other cancer survivors that have long, late-term side effects. Many of them who had the same type of radiation that I had are paraplegic, meaning they've lost the use of both of their legs. I guess that makes me fortunate because I am what is considered a monoplegic. I have lost the use of only one of my legs. So when you're fighting cancer, you have something that you're fighting for. You're trying to get rid of the cancer. You have lots of support. You have lots of people who are fighting for you and they're praying for you. And, oh, you're going to win, you're going to do this. But now that I don't have cancer anymore and I've just only lost the use of my leg, most people say to me, well, you need to suck it up because you're alive. You should just be happy you're alive. The problem with that is that I have been in fitness my entire life. I started teaching aerobics in 1980 in Bakersfield, California, and I have been in fitness and eating right ever since then. And so for somebody who has been in the fitness industry as long as what I have, and has been as healthy and as fit as I have, it's very hard for me to have this issue that I'm dealing with. So I am going to show you what it's like to be me. Only one part of being me. Alright? So today I'm going to show you what it's like to have to get ready in the morning. So every day I have to put on this giant brace and I have to tie up my foot. I have a foot drop. You're going to see what a foot drop is. I'll give you a little idea. I'm going to show you with my foot. When you take a step with your foot, you have what's called a gait. G-A-I-T. When you walk, you go heel, toe. Heel, toe. I don't have that on my right foot. My right foot falls flat, which means my toes catch and I'll fall on my face, which happens now and then. If you've ever been to my Zumba class, you know that I fall. I have to tie my shoe up so that I can have my heel hitting first, but I can't wear a giant AFO. AFO stands for ankle foot orthotic. I can't have one because I can't teach Zumba and wear an AFO. So here we go. Are you ready for this? If you have a queasy stomach, you might want to turn the video off now, but you're going to get real with Cherise right now. You're going to see what's really wrong with me, all right? So, I'm going to take this brace off. So, a lot of people think I should get a smaller brace, something that's more compact. Did you know that there's not anything wrong with my bones? There's not anything wrong with my tendons or my ligaments. There's not anything wrong with my knee. I don't have any muscle in my leg because my leg, the nerves going to my leg are not connected to my brain. You know how much fun my husband has with that one? Yeah. He's always telling me my brain and my mouth aren't connected. Well, now there's something wrong here that's really not connected to my brain. All right? So here we go. I'm taking this brace off. All right? Notice how skinny my calf is. Look at my two calves compared to each other. See that? All right? Now, let's take the shoe off so you can see how ugly my foot is, huh? There is no motion in my foot. I have very little use of my foot. Now, a lot of people are too private to show all this. It's like they're embarrassed. You know what? I'm past all that. It's more important for me that you know what's wrong with me, not to feel sorry for me, but maybe it'll help inspire somebody who has the same issue and thinks, oh, I can't do that. I can't, sweetheart, mister, I teach a minimum of 10 fitness classes a week, sometimes more. I teach 3 chair yoga classes. I teach 2 silver sneakers classes. I teach an aquafit class, a Zumba class, and 3 Pilates classes. All right? Guess how many push-ups I do in my Pilates? And they're all on my toe. I do a minimum of 85 push-ups every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So, here we go. You ready to see something sick? So, look at my foot. See my foot? It's completely... Look at my foot on my other foot. Look. See how healthy my toes all are? Look. See? There's nothing. All right? I can't go up. I can barely move my toes. There's a little bit of motion when I move them. All right? When I get a wound on my foot, it takes forever for it to heal. So if I go and try to get a manicure or a pedicure on my toes, guess what happens? I get a wound on my foot, it doesn't heal, and then the infection gets into my bone. So I can't get a pedicure. I can't go walk around on the beach barefoot. I have no use of my foot. There's no control. I can't walk around barefoot on grass. I can't walk around in flip-flops around in my house. When I go into the swimming pool, I have to wear a shoe on my foot and tie my foot up. All right, so here we go. You ready to see something? Look. There's no muscle in the leg. So when I do anything with the leg, anything, there we go. All right, so, you know why I wear KT tape on this knee? You see what I'm doing? You see how I'm not standing up straight, am I? I'm leaning. So I lean on this leg, and I'm tearing the heck out of my knee. So I pull my kneecap back into alignment so I don't tear my knee up. All right? So this whole area was radiated. The nerves inside of me were killed. The nerves in my colon and my intestines, all of that was killed. All of the control inside was killed. All right? It doesn't grow back. The nerves inside your colon and in your intestines, all of that, it doesn't grow back. How do you learn to control yourself when you're going to go to the bathroom? Think about the things I have to deal with. All right? Okay? You see? So, how am I, when you're teaching a Zumba class and I happen to be in your class, and you're telling everybody to go low, how am I supposed to go low? I only have one leg. I can't go low like everybody else. I don't have any muscle to protect this knee, to hold me up. There's no muscle. I barely have use of lifting my leg back. I have a little bit of hamstring. I have a little bit of calf. And I have a little bit of glute. But down the front of my leg, it's dead. Okay? So, the next time I come to your Zumba class and you're doing moves, don't look at me and tell me to go low. You come on my side and don't have a leg for a day or have the use of all of your functions for a day, then you tell me to go low. Everybody else, if you have any kind of issues and you're crying about your knee hurting or about your ankle hurting, and I look at you and I'm like, really? Suck it up and go work out. The stronger the rest of your body gets, the healthier you're going to be and the happier you're going to be. All right? So that gives you an idea of what I go through. So every day I get up, I put on KT tape, I roll a brace up over my good leg because I don't want to tear up my good leg. When you have as bad of a limp as I do, and you're constantly leaning on this hip, I lean. And so I'm constantly limping on this hip, this leg. So I'm tearing up my hip, tearing up my knee. I started getting a massage and I'm trying really, really hard to protect my left leg because it's the only leg I have left. All right? But the stronger I keep all the muscles that are working and the better shape I'm in, the longer I'm going to last. All right? So I'm going to show you. So I've already got 2 ace bandages on. Then I take another brace. Because my leg's so small, regular braces fall down. They don't make braces for what's wrong with me. All right? When you go in and you try to get a brace that they want that is made for somebody like me, the person doesn't go out and teach a Zumba class. All right? They don't go teach an aquafit class. They don't go in and teach Pilates. So, because of all that, I have to come up with my own way of keeping my stability, keeping me on my legs, all right? And so I have to put on a second brace to protect the knee and to keep the larger brace I'm going to put on in place, okay? So then, I can't have socks that close around my toes. My leg from my knee to the tips of my toes feel like my leg is in a vise. It's in a sausage casing and it's in a vise, and the vise is closing around my leg, and it feels like my leg's going to explode. If I wear toes on my socks, I am just screaming in pain all day, all right? So, I cut a hole in my socks. Now, I have no stability side to side on my ankle. Probably something to do with the nerve damage. We're not exactly sure. So, I have to wear a brace around my ankle to keep my ankle in place. Problem is, they don't have enough stability. So my husband had to cut me stays to put inside a cheap brace because they don't make them. all right? I've had to come up with all of this in my head, all right? Okay? When you go to a doctor for a brace, they don't care. They don't think about all the things that you have to go through. They just want to get you in and out and charge you a couple $100 for whatever it is that they did that absolutely does not even work. All right? So, I have to tie my foot up. And because I'm tying my foot up, I don't want to cut off the circulation. So I put another brace around my ankle to protect the circulation in my ankle. All right, so for those of you who are like, oh my God, how does she do all that? Well, it's called, I love to work out. I love to be fit. It's my choice of drug. And so instead of taking opioids and all kinds of painkillers, I teach fitness. All right? So, put my shoe on, okay? And I can only wear these kind of shoes because see how they're stretchable on the top? If the shoes are rigid and tight, my foot blows up. And we got major issues for a couple of days. All right? So, see how the shoestring, the shoelace goes underneath my shoe? I have it that way on purpose because it pulls my foot up. All right? So then I take and I lace this through just because I want it out of my way. It doesn't really do anything there. Pull the shoe on, get it all tightened up. And as soon as I get it all tight, watch how I tie my shoe up. All right, so see this? See how I pull it up? See that? Okay, so I lean into it and I tie my shoe up. Okay, so my foot dropped, but I don't want to cut my circulation off, so that's why I put that double brace on. All right? Okay. And then I take my sock and I pull it down just so that people won't look at me and go, oh, look at all that stuff that's on her, which they do anyways. Everywhere I go, I see pity in people's eyes. All right? And so the next time you see somebody that something's wrong, ask them what's wrong. Ask them what happened. They would rather have you ask them what happened than to have pity in your eyes for them. Okay? So, I'm getting ready to put my very last brace on. Alright? So, and inside my shoes I also wear insoles that protect because I don't want to tear up my feet. Alright? Alright? So much stuff going on, so much. Now, see how big this brace is? See how when I lift this up, it's got stays in it? I use this so my leg won't hyper or hypoextend, okay? Because I have no use of my leg, alright? I need this size of a brace because what it does is it gives me stability when I'm standing, alright? Okay? So, put it on, get it all situated. I live in this, you know? I sleep in this brace. Can you imagine waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning and having to go to the bathroom and you can't get out of bed because you don't have the brace on? By the time you get the brace on, you're completely wide awake. All right? So I sleep with the brace on so that when I get up to have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I can actually get up and go and then go back to sleep without taking an hour to put this whole thing on and get it off again. All right? Get this brace all on. Got to get it on nice and tight so it has the stability that I need. Okay. Buckle it all up. About every 2 to 3 months I have to replace the foam. Do you know how expensive the foam is? The foam is more expensive than buying a new brace. All right? So I go onto eBay and I buy old braces somebody has used 2 or 3 times, used braces, but they've only used them 2 or 3 times and then I use that foam because I'm constantly having to replace it. All right? So I get the whole brace on. All right? Then I got to get it all on me. And then I got to make sure that I have stability before I start walking again, because without it, I'll fall. Okay? So the first few steps of standing up are sometimes a little precarious. All right? So, this is one portion of my life. All right? So, I told you about the radiation killing everything in here. All right? So, every day I have to deal with bathroom issues. Okay? So, like, my life isn't hell enough, right? Okay? That's not all of it. I'm in pain 24/7. So think about how you treat somebody. Think about all they deal with. There are some people in my life that I think would just rather have me dead. They would just rather me be dead than to deal with all these issues that I have. I'm a big pain for them. But I'm not going to let cancer win. I refuse. And I'm so thankful for my new friends here in Florida. I can't even begin to tell you how thankful I am that they have accepted me, that they're pushing me to do Zumba again. You know how happy that makes me? Being able to dance again with my friends. One more person that I want to say a huge thank you to. That person is on the opposite side of this camera. All right? He's sticking his tongue out at me right now. If it wasn't for him and all of his help, I couldn't do what I'm doing. He's my rock. He takes care of me. He listens to me. And I'm so appreciative of him and his patience with me. So that gives you a little glimpse into Sharice's life. Thank you all for listening, and for everybody who went all the way through the video, mwah, thank you.